Barry Bonds, Trevor Bauer, two stars who are still good enough to play, but you'll never see them in an MLB uniform again. Meanwhile, David Ortiz gets a Hall of Fame plaque after PED allegations. Aroldis Chapman keeps pitching after a domestic violence suspension. Same league, similar controversies, completely different treatment. Why does MLB protect some players and quietly erase others? Shadow banning is a term that typically applies to blocking a person from social media platforms or online forums without their knowledge. I'm applying the term to refer to a situation where no MLB club will sign you despite being more than good enough to still play. In 2007, Barry Bonds was 64th among MLB hitters in WAR. He was willing to sign for the league minimum, and all 30 teams passed, effectively sending him into retirement. Bonds made $15.8 million in 2007, and the 2008 league minimum was 3% of that salary. On 22 of 30 MLB teams, Bonds would have been the best or second best hitter. This should have been a bidding war of teams trying to sign him. Granted, Bonds was under indictment on perjury and obstruction of justice charges, of which he was later acquitted on appeal. But this is still a slam-dunk free agent signing by any team. In 2008, Giants attendance dropped by 360,000, or roughly 11.2%. Add lost jersey sales to this, and it's really a no-brainer signing. In 2020, Trevor Bauer won the National League Cy Young Award with the Cincinnati Reds. On July 2nd of that year, MLB placed Bauer on administrative leave while an internal investigation was opened into serious allegations of Bauer by a woman. 10 months later, Bauer was suspended for 324 games, the longest non-lifetime suspension in MLB history. The number was later reduced to 194 games. No criminal charges were filed, as the Los Angeles County District Attorney cited insufficient evidence. Despite this, and despite also proposing to play for the league minimum, all 30 teams have passed on Bauer. In 2009, the New York Times revealed that David Ortiz was one of 104 MLB players who allegedly tested positive for performance-enhancing substances. This report was never meant to be public, but neither was the grand jury testimony that implicated Bonds. Neither Ortiz or Bonds failed an official MLB steroid test, which began in 2004. Yet Commissioner Rob Manfred clarified the positive result could have been triggered by illegal supplements. In October of 2015, Aroldis Chapman was accused of choking his girlfriend at his home and then firing 8 gunshots into a wall and window in his garage. Discrepancies in the story led to prosecutors declining to press charges. MLB suspended Chapman for 30 games anyway before resuming his career with the Yankees, and later that year being traded to the Chicago Cubs, where he'd win a World Series. Chapman has nearly the same career WAR of Trevor Hoffman and a lower FIP than Mariano Rivera. When he retires, it's very possible that Chapman will join Ortiz in the Hall of Fame. So why does this double standard exist? MLB cares more about marketability than fairness. Barry Bonds was famous for disliking reporters. Trevor Bauer was openly critical of MLB policies, often making entire YouTube videos about his takes. David Ortiz was well liked by all. Aroldis Chapman was lighting up the radar gun with 105-mile-an-hour fastballs. By picking and choosing which MLB players get a ban and which ones get a pass, MLB undermines the competitive integrity of the game. If MLB can quietly erase elite players like Bonds and Bauer while letting others with similar allegations keep playing, it isn't deciding outcomes purely on talent or merit. If Ortiz's test could have been a false positive, why not Barry's? If Chapman can pitch in a World Series less than 1 year after his domestic violence situation, why is Bauer relegated to playing overseas almost 3 years later? Barry Bonds and Trevor Bauer weren't kept out of MLB because they couldn't play. They were kept out because MLB didn't want them to play. David Ortiz and Aroldis Chapman? Same league, serious controversies, totally different outcomes. If MLB can quietly erase elite players while letting others with similar or worse allegations thrive, then wins, records, even Hall of Fame plaques aren't just about talent. They're about who the league decides is worth protecting. And that should bother every baseball fan.